Hi, Teeb. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hope you guys are having a good one so far. Just wanted to give my recap for tonight. So, early London session tonight. Don't trade New York. London is where it's at for me. Um, but saying that, we did take a loss on Euro USD. This is price action, a lot further on. But my entry was um, at this fair value gap here. At pre-market, we had this nice push up, failing to close below these lows here. We wicked it, so we technically swept liquidity and made a push up and broke the structure. So I'm like, okay, cool. Where can we target? We could target Asia highs, right? So pre-market made that move up, and I was like, okay, cool. Let's see how this fair value gap gets respected, right? But I didn't wait for confirmation. Well, enough confirmation. Normally I wait for displacement, but the displacement I got um, was this fair value gap here, which yeah we showed interest of buyers trying to push up, but again we closed bearish on this candle and um, continue to um, make a low down here. Um, as I was like, okay, cool. We might be going for Asia lows, but what do we do with Asia lows? I don't even think we, I don't even think we swept them, but I'll check for you guys. Oh, we just swept them. Okay, interesting. So it was like a tiny, tiny sweep. Um, so you expect a reversal, but what did price come and do again? It came and swept out these hourly lows before having that ride up again. So in general, I should have been more patient for sure. I think I got a little bit too keen as we broke structure. Um, as we broke structure pre-market, even though London lows were just here, but also we were still in this kind of range as well from these highs to these lows. So what did it do? It came and filled equilibrium and also this fair value gap up here before trying to push down again. And that push down was enough to sweep out Asia lows and these hourly lows to where that reversal came into play. um, but I definitely should have been more patient. Just because we touched this fair value gap and we had displacement out of it, like this bearish candle almost displaced this whole candle here. And when the second one opened, we had a we reacted from this fair value gap, but it was kind of like an entrapment to like trap early buys, I would say. Um, so yeah, that was a mistake on my part. Definitely a mistake for this one. Was entering too early. I think like this happened 10 minutes into market open. What I've been finding is that I'll be taking my trades around like 8, so I should have been waiting for sure. But I did get a little bit trigger happy when I saw this breaker structure. How we failed to make another low. We swept this liquidity and we had this huge push up. Um, and we weren't able to. We displaced up after sweeping these lows. Pre-market London, when London opened, just did not respect this fair value gap at all. Again, I entered too early. Um, even though we were making, actually, um, this trade would have been alright if we did hold this fair value gap. Which again, I got a little bit too too trigger happy as I saw this wick. I was just like such a small fair value gap. If we just wick, do it. Um, my stops. Oh, sorry. If we wick, do it, but still close above, it should be enough validation to continue on the trend as um, we got displacement from a POI. Um, sorry. Um, as we had displacement from PI, which were these lows, pre-market London, took out these lows, and we had a displacement up. This fair value gap was created, and a reaction to continue on to take out Asia highs. But yeah, what ended up happening is we made a um, lower high, lower low, because we just swept these lows, a lower high again, and a lower low. So I should have only been buys once we broke, or once we swept out Asia lows in this hourly low. Just because taking a buy off it, I was probably a part of engineered liquidity today, just because um, it was pre-market London, 10 minutes market open. It's chasing after some form of liquidity, especially Asia low being so that Asia low being right here and hourly lows right here too. So I definitely should have waited, for sure. Definitely should have waited. But yeah, that brings me on to my second trade. Oh, actually, let's have a look at gold, right? See if that trade played out. So it ended up playing out. Um, Again, we had this huge push down. We had this push up. Failure to break this low. We broke structure, and I was just kind of playing on this range here because this was our current range. Um, as we didn't close above here, so this wouldn't have been a breaker structure, right? It just would have been a uh, we just swept these highs, continue to drop down, but again, we were still in bullish structure just because we broke structure here, didn't get it closed above here, right? And we had this order block here. Um, New York opened. Oh no, pre-market New York actually took out Asia lows and London lows. Oh no, took out the London low, sorry, and we displaced up from this order block. This was a displacement. We had this huge wick down, unable to close below the fair value gap, which that was already my confirmation, but I entered on this candle anyways because of price. In case price wanted to be tricky and stay around this fair value gap, my entry would have been safe. And stops were below this low, targeting Asia highs. So what price did is that we broke some form of internal structure here. Yeah, we did. We broke internal structure. Tapped into the displacement again, which we didn't close below it. If we closed below it, this definitely would have been a losing trade for sure. But just because we held it, it was able to continue on and take out Asia high and continue ripping actually. So, um, speaking of that, yeah, you could actually, I think New York, if we hold these set of lows here too, miss order block. This fair value gap obviously got ripped through just because we're not on premium. Yeah, definitely in a discount to go long. Um, yeah, I'll just wait for some form of displacement and then enter that. But I already took two trades for tonight, so that is gonna be me. Second trade being GBP USD. Um, so as you can see, we made a high. This was an internal, as we still had this range to fill. So this was the internal breaker structure, and Asia broke these lows, closing below it, and um, we came up, hit one of these POIs like this fair value gap here, and dropped down again. And London, I wanted to see if we could what it was really after, right? Because I know we would take out Asia lows for sure, just because price was so close to it. So what was my drawing? Oh, sorry. What was my POI? Just break a block here, because I wanted to see because everything within this leg was mitigated, right? So this fair value gap mitigated. Um, this order block mitigated through this candle. Used to push it down. So the only thing left was this breaker block, and since price closed straight through it and just ran through it like it was nothing. It was a good POI for me to take a trade off just because we engineered liquidity at this low as we started to reverse, and I knew that people were taking sales of these fair value gaps just because we were so close to these lows, right? So I wanted some form of liquidity sweep, and my liquidity was these highs and also these highs, but I didn't run the counters because we were still making that structure. But these highs for sure, um, and the fact that we were in equilibrium as well, like we just filled equilibrium before price came out and took those hourly lows. So this was a nice sweep, nice target of just because we blew through Asia with no reaction whatsoever. I knew this was going to be a continuation to at least these lows. So yeah, took out the fib. These fair value gaps weren't in the discount, so I didn't even bother um, marking them out. Because when you have a push down like this, people are always trying to um, trade to the next liquidity, right? And they see a candle like this, they will enter. But price not being in a still in the premium, I wasn't convinced. As you can see here, these fair value gaps weren't in a. Oh, sorry. Oh, I drew it out so many times. From these highs to these lows, it just wasn't enough. So the fib tool is really important to making sure that when you are placing trades within the leg, you want to be, if you're looking for short, you should be in the discount. If you're looking for short, in the premium, looking for shorts, and when you're looking for buys somewhere, you definitely want to be in the discount, right? So we break structure here. Uh, Honestly, you could look for a continuation up to these highs, these two highs. But I don't even know what your thing would be. Yeah, it's pretty decent. It's just depending if we hold this or not. Um, but yeah, it stops where above this breaker block. Stops where above this breaker block. Just because if we closed above this breaker block, or we even go past it, um, the trade would have been validated for sure. Just that means that we're obviously targeting maybe a liquidity void, and this breaker block probably wasn't enough. But just because we had that nice reaction out of it, I entered. This candle actually closed this low, but I think 5 seconds left. I entered around here. Like this was half the candle, and then 5 seconds later it just dropped down here. So I was pretty convinced from that candle, and we just had a nice straight push down, like pretty much no drawdown, straight down to these lows here. Um, so um, these trades were taken on the funded account. Um, so we're up on the funded account so far. Yeah, just hoping it goes the best and continue on the strategy, making sure I'm doing my thing. And I hope you guys are winning so far. Um, but yeah, this is a good. Oh, uh, sorry, it's the wrong one. But this was a good example of trading too early within market open, right? Just because we had that nice push up from pre-market, we broke this high with some bullish intent. But again, I should have waited for a better entry and better confirmation, honestly. As we were so close to these Asia lows, we're obviously gonna to even target these highs. It would have been I should have waited for some form of liquidity sweep, which in this case we took out Asia lows and these hourly lows as well, and even almost taking out these hourly lows as well. Um, but yeah, that is that trade, guys. Hope you guys have a good one tonight. Um, yeah, trade well, risk management, and yeah, make sure you guys are risking 1%. 1%'s a good thing. Um, but yeah, this was the London move that I saw. Pretty good execution. I'm happy with this. Um, yeah, hope you guys have a good night. Peace out, guys. Have a good one.